Hello everyone, my name is Damien from DKBrickStudios, and today we'll be doing another episode of the DK Film Podcast. Yes indeed, we're doing another episode of the film podcast here, folks. Hope you guys are excited to get into this one. I'm excited to get down into this. We're back at it again, folks. We're back at it again. I know I took another break again. I mentioned that in my tutorial for the Razor Crest, but again, college. So yeah, let's get that intro roll. I believe we normally let the intro roll on this. I'll double check, but if we don't let the intro roll, if we let the intro roll, we'll let the intro roll. If we don't, we'll just jump right on into the thing. So yeah. So let us get into the news. We got some stuff to talk about. Now this happened not a little while ago, like last week, essentially. I want to talk about it. This is big to me. This is kind of big for me because I'm a fan of Star Wars, as y'all know. So, hey, I'm wearing a Star Wars shirt, so, today's, no, not today, but tomorrow episode, the day this is coming out, the next episode for the final episode of The Mandalorian's coming out. Woohoo! I'm excited for that, but we got some stuff here to talk about. So, we're mainly talking about the movies here. We're talking about the movies. Because that's going to give us stuff to talk about, of course. So, we've got Rogue Squadron. This is going to be a film directed by Patty Jenkins. It will introduce a new generation of starfighter pilots as they learn to earn their wings and risk their lives in a boundary-pushing, high-speed thrill ride and move the saga into the future era of the galaxy. Now, this gives me a feeling that that this might start undoing things of the sequel trilogy because of that rumor we got from, what's his face, Victor Van Dooncock, from Overlord DVD, what we got from him. Because this is like a week ago, but still, I want to talk about this. This is big to me. So, I kind of want to read her quote here. Her quote is, I really like this quote. So, oh god, I have my caffeine enough yet. Okay. Jenkins said, "It's been a lifelong dream as a filmmaker to one day make a great fighter pilot film," said Jenkins. "As a daughter of a great fighter pilot myself, some of the best memories of my life are seeing my father's squadron take off in their F4s every morning, and hearing and feeling the awe-inspiring power and grace." Which sounds like a cool memory. I would love to have experienced that. I mean, again, I live near an airport, but I mean, not like a military airport, so hey. Let us see here. When he passed away, in service of this country, it ignited a burning desire to one day channel all of those emotions into a great film. I love that she's taking these emotions that she's felt and is channeling into something like this. This to me is huge, and I love that. That makes me really excited to see this, because I want to see what she does with it. Okay. When the perfect story arrived in combination with another true love of mine, in the incomparable world of Star Wars, I knew I finally found my next film. I'm extremely honored and excited to take it on and grateful to Lucasfilm, Disney, and the fans for extending that thrill to me. I can't wait for her film. Her film is going to be a lot of fun. I am already excited to look for. We'll be expecting this film on Christmas 2023, which I love that they're doing the Christmas release again. That was one thing I liked about The Rise of Skywalker and all the other films minus Solo. It was in Christmas time, which to me was fun. Like, I have sets from the movie that I was able to build, and I can think about the movie and build it and just, kind of enact scenes and, have it fresh in my mind, It was fun. I love that. I love that we're going to get a film by her. I can't wait to see what she does. I liked her work as Wonder Woman, the first one. I haven't seen Wonder Woman 1984 yet. I heard that it's going to HBO Max. I'll definitely give it a look, unless I'm told my parents to not watch it without them. Then I will do that. But I'll give it a watch as soon as it's out, and then we'll talk about it. But yeah. We got the unknown Taika Waititi film, which all we know is that it's a Taika Waititi. It's directed by Taika Waititi. Taika's approach to Star Wars will be fresh, unexpected, and unique, said Kennedy. His enormous talent and sense of humor will ensure that audiences are in for an unforgettable ride. I can't wait to see that. That sounds like it'll be a fun film. We've, of course, got the Obi-Wan show, Ahsoka, which I can't wait to see. Rangers of the New Republic, Lando, Andor. If you want to look more into these, I'm only talking about the movies, not the show, actually, so... The Bad Batch, I want to watch this. I can't wait for this one as well. Vision seems like a cool show as well. Like, I really like what they're going to be doing with this as well. And last but not least, we've got a droid story. So, it's basically going to be a animated film to follow R2-D2 and C-3PO as they guide a new hero. So, that'll be cool. And this will be, of course, this is a special Star Wars adventure for Disney Plus. So this won't be going into theaters, but will be going to Disney Plus. And of course, they've got Willow in the works. So, which I might take a look at as well. And they've also got Indiana Jones in the works as well, which that'll be cool to see as well. So, that's all the Star Wars stuff. Now we're going to talk about Marvel for a bit. Black Widow, still releasing in theaters, which I'm amazed that they're going this route. But again, hey, I'm excited to... No thanks. I'm excited to see... I'd be down to see it. I mean, I'm not that excited, but I mean... Unlike some of the other films on this list, but hey. We got Shang-Chi in The Legend of the Ten Rings. I'm actually excited. This one I'm actually curious to see about, because this will be the first Kung Fu film, which will be very cool in the MCU. I can't wait to see that. The Eternals, this will kind of expand more onto the cosmic side of the MCU. I should note that this will be, Shang-Chi will be coming out in July 9th of 2021. Eternals will be coming out November 5th, 2021. Spider-Man 3 will be coming out December 17th. This one may have fun with the multiverse, Jamie Foxx and Alfred Molina. Jamie Foxx is Electro from the Amazing Spider-Man 2. And Alfred Molina, the original Doc Ock, from the Sam Raimi movies. Let me find it here. Yeah, Alfred Molina is Doc Ock from Spider-Man 2. I remember that guy. I remember him. He stuck to me. As that was like probably one of my favorite Spider-Man movies when I was a kid. I need to rewatch those films. I need to rewatch those films. They're good films. So, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, which will be coming out March 25th, 2022. I can't wait for this film. This one's going to be a lot of fun. I already love the name, The Multiverse of Madness. It's just, that just sounds so cool. It sounds so cool. I love it. It just makes me want to, God, it gives me this oh my God, I love it. So, we'll have Benedict Cumberbatch in this, of course. We'll have Elizabeth Olsen, Scarlet Witch, which this will be linked to the events in WandaVision, which I will need to keep an eye on when that comes out to watch it. I thought it came out the 15th. I could be wrong. I could have been wrong, but I'll have to double check. Benedict Wong and Chiwetel Ejiofor. I probably butchered his last name there, but Wong and Carl Mordor will be playing their roles respectively. Miss America Chavez will make her live action debut as playing Jacques Tito Gomez. Whatever the heck X Gomez. Thor: Love and Thunder will be the fourth Captain America. Bruh, it's the names in the title. Fourth Thor movie. Directed, of course, by Taika Waititi. So, we can expect this film coming out on May 6th, 2022. Wait. Oh, okay, I thought for a second. So this will be a day after May the 5th. Be a couple days after May the 4th. Just trying to see. Okay, so we'll have, of course, we're gonna have, so we're gonna have Floor. It seems like it's been confirmed the story will pick up after the events of Endgame and 5 Chris Hemsworth. In Ponmia, I have, he is searching for a new purpose, which I will be interesting to see. He will also be joined by some amazing co-stars, such as Teresa Thompson, who will be playing as Valkyrie. Of the movie, which actually, given an announcement on a character we have, which we'll be talking about later, we will discuss. We will be discussing that, but you know, hey. We'll have Jane Foster, the mighty female Thor. I'm only giving the description because we got the mighty Thor and we got the mighty female Thor. Or the mighty she Thor. I don't know. I'm just trying to. I want to give a distinction there because reasons. We got Christian Bale playing as the antagonist Gore, the God Butcher, but it is unknown at present how he fits into the plot. We'll see. Then of course Black Panther. Boseman's death leaves the upcoming blockbuster unclear. Captain Marvel made... no. So, I mean, which we'll have to see how things play out. There, of course, are rumors about them killing him off, which I won't be talking about because I don't want to talk about it. There's Ryan Coogler is signed to take the helm and is also writing the script. The expectations of the film will be seeing Lupita Nyong'o, Diana Gurria, Letitia Wright, Winston Duke, Angelina Bassett, and Martin Freeman, but nothing has been confirmed. I had to have butchered these names. I'm sorry if I butchered them. It's just my bad. Captain Marvel 2. But from what I've heard, they're going to change they might be replacing the actress, which I'm not against. I'm not a huge fan of her, although I don't want them changing her with someone from, the gal who plays Gina Carano, no, who plays Cara Dune, Gina Carano. I don't want that, but hey, so this was made official during Investor Day, which we found out about all this. Nia DaCosta will direct, will direct, which we discussed, and we looked at her bio, we looked at what she's done. So here's some of the unscheduled projects. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, to be determined in 2023. Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumanium, which I can't wait to look at that. That sounds like it'd be cool. Fantastic Four, which sounds like it'll be a lot. Oh god, I can't wait for them to actually do a properly well done Fantastic Four movie. Oh my god, that'll be so cool. So cool. And of course, from what we can tell, X-Men. So yeah, which will be cool to see as well. And Blade. And yeah, that's pretty much all the announcements we've got in here. So yeah. That not bad. I really do like what we got here. I can't wait to see where it goes. So, on to some other news. Chris Pine to star in Dungeons & Dragons movie for Paramount. So, I have not yet played Dungeons & Dragons, but I want to play Dungeons & Dragons. That's a game that that sounds so stereotypical of me. I'm a geek, so... But again, I want to play it. It sounds like it's a lot of fun. I have to find a group or something to play it because I have no one to play it with. So hey, if anyone of you, well, I'd say hit me up. Hit me up if you want to play Dungeons and Dragons. All right, hit me up. Emails in the description. Twitter. Emails on my channel page. Twitter, Instagram, all that other good stuff down below. Hit me up down there too if you want. It's all up to you though. So. Chris Pine is in negotiations with Paramount to star in a Dungeons and Dragons Dungeons and Dragons movie. Jonathan Goldstein and John Francis Daly, known for Game Night, starring Rachel McAdams and Jason Bateman, are directing the film based on the draft by Michael Gillio. So, that's basically all this stuff we need to know about, but the article does go on a bit about that there was an adaptation of the movie by New Line Cinema in 2000. The film starred Justin Wildman, Marlon Wayans, Jeremy Irons, which was a critical and commercial flop. So, it seems like this upcoming this one has been in the work for years. It was originally set up at Warner Bros. With Anistel Erger being considered for the lead role. The Goosebumps filmmaker Rob Letterman was set to direct. There's a legal battle, of course, and Hasbro about the ownership, but with Hasbro and Sweet Pea Entertainment about it. Yeah. Yeah, and then it talks about like Pine being in Calgary in the next film. Alrighty. This one I am not happy to talk about here, but we're going to have to talk about this. Theater news. Dang it, I had the title perfectly centered, and then you decided to move it on me. Thank you. AMC Theaters warns it could run out of cash early in 2021. I hate that's the threat now. That's the threat. But it is what it is right now, folks. It is what it is, unfortunately. So, AMC theaters are running out of money. The struggling theater company warned its resources may be drained as early as next month, which sucks. I really wish I could do something to help them, but I can't really go and watch their films, unfortunately. There's not much I can do. In the absence of additional liquidity, the company anticipates that existing cash resources will be depleted during January 2021, the company wrote. The theater has completed a debt offering of $100 million from an investment firm and already deferred more than $400 million of rent obligations. It will need $750 million of additional liquidity to stay afloat amid a spike of coronavirus cases. Now, the thing I find interesting here, and you can look this up on Just the News. They had an article there that said that apparently, even though we're having a spike in cases, and people are like, "Oh, we're gonna have a rise in hospitalizations," we're not seeing that. They're at traditional numbers, which is interesting, in my opinion. I'm not saying there's anything going on here. I'm not saying there's something nefarious going on behind the scenes, but I am saying that it is interesting that we're hearing one thing from the media, but we're seeing one thing from something else. Which I really must say, I do find it interesting. So yeah, let us see. So, mounting to its challenge, the delay of major movies, and the shift of some to online streaming platforms, HBO Max, the whole thing with HBO Max, online streaming platforms have presented the film exhibition community with even more obstacles. These challenges, and from what I've heard, Tenet has not been doing good in the theaters, which sucks. I'm gonna have to see when it comes out on DVD and all that, like Blu-ray. Like hopefully a streaming platform picks it up. I don't know. I don't know which one will, but I hope one does because I'd like to, watch it. Yeah. So these with even more. These challenges have been exacerbated with the announcement by Warner Brothers that its entire studio slate for 2021 will move into simultaneous release, which may result in other studios adopting a similar strategy, which we've seen Disney releasing all their films next year. all, at least Marvel-wise, onto the online in theaters, which it's good to see. I like seeing that. The final thing. Yeah, that's what the quote I just read was. These challenges, yeah, that's according to a filing that said it. Attendance has dropped in major cities like New York and Los Angeles because of people like De Blasio and Newsom. Oh my god, my blood boils about those two. All right, I really dislike those two, even though I don't live in those cities. I dislike them. They're people. I'm glad I don't live in New. De Blasio and Newsom make me glad I'm not in New York anymore. Even though I didn't live in New York City, I lived on the island, but still. I've dropped that. Major cities like Los Angeles have dropped 90%. U.S. theaters are open with a cap seating and limited hours of operation. It's very difficult to predict when the theater attendance levels will normalize, which we'll expect will depend on the widespread availability and use of vaccines for the coronavirus, the company wrote. I hope the vaccine helps, because the vaccine really... my hope with the vaccine here is... I know I'm talking about the virus here, but this is something... The virus is affecting things in the news, in the movie industry. People are... the virus... the vaccine, I hope, brings us... people are like, okay, I'm vaccinated, let's go back and go. We're good now. We're good back to go. I hope... Although, I don't know, we'll have to see. I'm not one of the first people to be taking it, though, which, I'll have to wait. But again, I'm not against waiting if it means I have to, if I can go back to my normal everyday life. Now, onto a lighter note. We're not really going to go into this. James Corden says alleged butthole cut of cats could save the movie. I'm sorry. Oh my god, this is beautiful. I'm sorry, but this is just too beautiful. Let's see if we can see here. So, on Thursday night of the Late Night Show with Stephen Colbert, James Corden video called in chat about his new movie, The Prom, on Netflix, and also a far more important matter, whether there's a director's cut out of the movie Cats out there in which the cats have more correct anatomy in the form of a visible butthole. Let's get back to that, shall we? Seth did us all the great service by live tweeting his viewing of the 2019 flop, while stoned. Okay, there's a quote. I'm trying to find where okay, so... Okay, Rogan quote-tweeted screenshot of Jack Waz, who claimed to be friends with the visual effects artist whose job on Cats was to remove CGI puddles that have been inserted a few months before. He added, which means somewhere out there, there exists a butthole cut of cats. I'm sorry. I figured y'all might like to just get a quick think about this. Either way, this probably wouldn't have helped it. This probably wouldn't save it. I'm not going to watch Cats. That's not a film for me. I don't know if I'll watch Prom, though. I mean, I've already lived through Prom. I'm in college now, so, hey. On to some more other news. Time back to what we've already talked about in this episode. Doctor Strange sequel confirms cast will tie into Spider-Man 3. So I didn't really write anything for this, so Rachel McAdams will reprise her role in the film, of course, which is good to hear. An additional, we'll have Benedict Wong, we'll have, who else? Yeah, the first of the Magic Distilled, Benjamin, also confirmed to join the cast, which we discussed. American Chavez alongside so this is the actress. This is the character. Okay. Sam Raimi will direct it, which I can't wait to see. I can't believe I'm excited for that. I love that Sam Raimi's directed. They even mentioned that in my. I wrote it. I don't know if I mentioned it. Okay, so plot details are vague. First of all, the multiverse is multiple realities, so yeah. So it will be premiering in January. Okay, good to know. We'll see Wanda exploring her reality warping powers. Lastly, Doctor Strange's appearance in the forthcoming third Spider-Man movie. Top holiday to consider. Confirmed that this movie will also tie into the multiverse of madness. Spider-Man 3 are just major multiverse players since. Yep. So. So yeah, we'll be having characters from non-Spider-Man movies reprising their roles, which will be cool to see, honestly. I'm gonna say this right now. A friend of mine was like, "Oh, Spider-Man should go," and when we were back in college talking about stuff, he was like, "Oh, Spider-Man should just go to Doctor Strange and have him erase everyone's memory of the fact that Mysterio revealed his identity." I'm like, no, he shouldn't. He shouldn't just erase everyone's memory that's Spider-Man's identity. Spider-Man needs to handle this. He needs to deal with it. He needs to take that on as a, he needs to take it on. He needs to take on the fact that he, yes, deals with the fact that, that he has to deal with it. He has to deal with, the life of people now knowing who he is. I want to see that. That to me is huge. And he didn't even want people to know that originally. So I want that to happen. That to me is something that needs to be played out. Again, even though Doctor Strange is coming out, I hope they play it wisely and don't have him do that. So that to me would be nice. But again, we'll have to see how this all plays out. Now, on to some Justice League news. Jack Snyder. Yes. Jack Snyder. The guy we all know and love for who originally directed Justice League. No. Zack Snyder thinks the new Justice League will be R-rated. Says new Warner HBO Max theatrical plan kind of throws a monkey wrench in the works. Alrighty, let's do this. So, let's get on into this. So Zack Snyder's cut of Justice League has changed so much, he believes it will be R-rated. The movie is insane and so epic, it's probably R-rated. That's one thing I think will happen. That will be an R-rated version for sure. The filmmaker revealed in an interview with EW, which I would be inclined to see, that would be interesting to see, So, we haven't heard from the MPAA, but that's my gut. Per Snyder, Ben Affleck's Batman uses the F word in one scene. Cyborg speaks his mind, and bad guy Steppenwolf is pretty violent, hacking people in half, says Snyder. Yeah, I feel like that could warrant an R rating, but we'll have to see. It felt like a pretty bold move, and that may be the implication that it wasn't 100% thought out. He told EW of Warner's slated decision. I feel like there's a lot of people panicking during COVID. I hope that in the end that this was some sort of knee jerk to COVID, and I'm not sure. And not some sort of greater move to disrupt the theatrical experience. Yeah, I hope that as well, because I like the theaters to be back up and running again. But hey, we'll have to see. Again, one of my things here is I'm thinking, when I'm out there in the middle of nowhere, I'm gonna start my own studio. I'm gonna I'll make a mini, I'll buy a place, I'll build a studio as well in town, and I'll have it so way people can buy, from, and buy a ticket for us, and exhibit and see some films of ours, some short films, We'll have like a short film collection. We'll do like a short film collection, And if we do any theatrical stuff, theatrical release as well, stuff in our own little theater, of course. We'll probably see about doing some actual theatrical stuff, or if there is a theater, I might go over to them and be like, hey, is it possible if I could do this? And they go, yeah, we could see about that. And I'm like, all right, awesome. And that'd be cool, and I'd maybe get a cut of the tickets, that people would pay, but, we'll have to see, of course. So, and not some sort of greater movie, okay, so, I thought we were kind of already getting very close to the idea that to the ideal theatrical window, where you still had marketing material out there, and you hadn't forgotten about the film by the time it came out on DVD or streaming. I mean, I haven't. I mean, well, a part of me is like, oh yeah, and then it's like, I haven't seen that movie in a while, and it's like, oh yeah, then it's coming out, I'm like, oh yeah, I need to rewatch that film. Or then when they release the thing for the, when they say, hey, we're releasing the movie here today, I'm like, oh, cool. Alright, I can't wait to watch it here for home. I'm like, okay, I'll grab it and I'll watch it, because, I want to watch it again. It was a good film. Except for Birds of Prey. Oh, God, don't get me started about Birds of Prey. We are not talking about Birds of Prey. We ain't not touching that film. We're 29.5-foot pole, if you catch my meaning. Next week, we're going to cover some Christmas movies, because it is going to be, our episode's going to come out on Christmas, funnily enough. So I'll have to see what I can do about that. I thought we were starting to hone on that sweet spot, but this kind of throws a monkey wrench in the works. Warner Bros. had no comment in regards to Snyder's comments on Justice League's possible R rating and theatrical release. Interesting, but hey. On to some other DC news. From Bounding into Comics, Wonder Woman 1984 review confirms villain Maxwell Lord is a stand-in for Donald Trump. From what I saw looking through the article, reading through the article, she used him as inspiration, but we'll get into this, of course. But a part of me is like, well, unfortunately now, with the man supposedly leaving the office. I'm not saying yet. I'm not saying anything about I'm just saying supposedly, YouTube. Don't ban this video or anything. You might have heard that if I say that there's a widespread election fraud, or if it or that it caused Trump the election. I'd be fine, but if I say them together, Trump, I get this video blocked. I'm not saying any of that, YouTube. I'm not saying any of that. Get that finger off the button. I don't even know if you are recognizing me. So, yeah. Noticing me, but still. Don't touch that button. I'm just saying I'm saying allegedly from what I'm hearing. He seems to be heading out of the office, but again, I'm hoping he stays in for another 4 years. But we'll have to see, of course. If he's not in the office anymore, we'll go from there. But again, hey. And I'm not saying I vote for the guy, okay? I'm just saying that out of the two, I'm not even saying I voted. Out of the two, that's who I prefer. So, hey. I'm trying to be vague here, but again, not doing very well. Wow, this is going to be a short episode. I could have done a little more more things. So, does this guy, real quick, so, in the first thing here, Maxwell Lord, played by Pedro Pascal, is based on Trump. Does he look like that does not look like Pedro Pascal. The last time I seen Pedro Pascal, the first thing I saw Pedro Pascal was from The Mandalorian, and he does not, I'm like, wow. I am not a fan of that. No, I'm not. Well, I'm just like, wow. I mean, he looks different from how he did in The Mandalorian, of course. I mean, of course, but still, he fooled me. Reviews are coming in and they make it clear who Lord is supposed to be. A review by Collider says that it draws a distinction between Trump and Lord in one way, but goes after the POTUS and how he will use his children in the process. So we can kind of actually pull up the thing here. So it says here, we'll say, sums up thirsty, Patty Jenkins' sequel is well-intentioned but sloppy punch against Trumpism. Okay. So, the reviewer draws a distinction between Trump and Lord in one way, but goes after POTUS and how he views his children in the process, writing, although Lord differs from Trump by genuinely loving his children and not just seeing them as his offspring, as seeing his offspring as an extension of his own vanity. I don't know about that, but again, I don't know. I haven't really paid attention to how he interacts with his children that much, so again, hey. Yet again, most of the news nowadays is Orange Man bad. So, you know. So yeah, her intended message with Wonder Woman 84 is the usual. America is built on greed and excess. Hollywood refrain plus the tried corral corollary. The 80s were the pinnacle of that. I mean, in a way, America, you could say America is big greedy, but again, you know, I'm not saying there isn't some truth to that, but I mean, hey, that's capitalism for you guys. That's capitalism. Capitalism. Capital. Jenkins, however, countered in August that, and I believe we covered this in one of our August episodes, that Trump was the only inspiration she drew from. Trump's definitely one of those people we looked at, but any kind of that any of that kind of mavericks of business success that was big in the 80s, who went on to be the major players in our world in potentially questionable ways. Jenkins deflected by saying she's not political and it's not about being political. That I like hearing that. I mean, of course, the beginning of this part of this, was kind of revealed about my leanings politically, but again, I try not to. I mean, again, don't want to divide my audience. I'm just gonna, I'm just gonna say this real quickly. I don't care who you voted for. All I care is that you voted. All right. I may have voted. I may have not. I'm not saying I did. All right, because I don't want you guys to be asking who I voted for. All right. Not having that. I have, so continuing on with another quote of hers. I don't have an agenda to have a political message to send to the world, which I like to hear. Everybody needs to look at themselves right now in our politics, our belief systems of excess. She said, I can agree, in a way. I mean, we do need to take a look at our politicians. There's some corrupt people in there. We do need to take a look at our culture, our belief systems, we need to take a look at ourselves. But again, we could see where that goes. We'll have to see, of course. But hey, I'm glad we'll have to see if something's play out, of course. Hey, that, and hey, if you think I voted for Trump, I did. If you think I voted for Biden, I did. If you think I voted for everybody, I didn't. I'm not saying who I voted for. That's all I'm saying. So, wrapping up with some Marvel news. This was a pretty comic booky episode. I'll see if I can find any. There wasn't really much in this world that wasn't comic book. There's one I could have talked about that was about Mission Impossible and, how Tom Cruise was chastising his crew. But I'm like, God, no, thank you. I don't want to talk about that. No, thank you. So Jamie Alexander to return as Lady Sif in Thor: Love and Thunder. So Jamie Alexander is in talks to return in Thor: Love and Thunder as Lady Sif and may also make an appearance in the upcoming Loki series. She did not appear in Ragnarok because of scheduling conflicts with her NBC show Blind Spot. So they kind of go into here a bit. So they're like, her role is still under wraps, but we have an idea what might happen. So they're going to explain it, and we'll read their explanation. So after the Avengers fail to undo the snap, 5 years, Thor becomes consumed by depression and largely ignored his duties as the King of New Asgard. By the end, he figured things out a bit and abdicated handing the kingdom over to Valkyrie, Teresa Thompson, who was pretty much already running things in New Asgard anyways. Then Flora left Earth as a journey to parts unknown with the Guardians of the Galaxy. Meanwhile, it's probably at least somewhat convenient that during the announcement of Thor: Love and Thunder at Comic-Con 2019, Teresa Thompson provided a crucial detail about Valkyrie's story. First of all, as a new king, she needs her to find her queen, so that will be the first of business. She told fans in Hall H. So they're saying Lady Sif would probably be a good queen. Do we know she has a thing for ladies? Because I'm not saying I would automatically default her for someone who's into women to men, but I mean that's just how my brain is. But again, we don't have to, So like I said, we're gonna have Christian Bale, and in this Taika Waititi is returning back, of course, and Marvel has no comment. And she most recently starred as the lead of NBC's Blind Spot, which ran for 5 seasons. And yeah. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I enjoyed making it for you all. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Turn on notifications. Check out the hit that subscribe button if you like what you saw here. It'd be greatly appreciated. Also, real quickly, we're sponsored by DKBrickStudios. We're gonna get some more. We're gonna have 2 more videos coming out not this week. There's gonna be one today, one next Friday. Although I might move that back to the week after because I don't want to do something at Christmas. But I have to, depending on how things play out, we'll have to see. But I think you guys might like what we got coming out. I'm planning on working on some more stop motion stuff during my winter break. Working on stuff during class time during classes as well. Animation stuff, 2D drawn. I tried it, not my thing. I'm not worrying about it right now. There might be a class I take that can take it that I'll learn, but I'm not worried about it right now. So yeah, hope you guys really did enjoy this. I enjoyed making it for you all. Like I said, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Tell me what you think. From what I've heard, commenting helps out a lot with the algorithm. So hit that subscribe, hit that like button, comment down below what you think about any of the news here. What are you excited for, Marvel-wise? Do you think the the butthole edition of Cats would have helped it at all? Tell me, have you seen Cats? I haven't. What Christmas movies do you think I should watch? I already have a couple of mine. The live-action Grinch, Home Alone 1 and 2 for sure, because one of those got our Curb Prez Trump in it. So the second one, I figure I might as well just give it a watch. Get in the Christmassy mood, Is there anything else? There's probably going to be a couple more. I'll definitely be doing Star Wars soon, too, because on the channel, we're doing episode 1. So, yeah, we're going to be starting that up. So, yeah, like I said, if you got any comments, let me know what you think, all that jazz. Hope you all enjoyed it. Check out the Subscribe Star or Patreon, whichever one's down there, or both. Check out my friends on Rise. Link to that in the description below as well. Also, comment. I think I think that's pretty much it, honestly. Other than I don't know if I mentioned my socials, but check out my socials as well. And yeah, this is Damien from DK Film Studios signing off from Marina the Fourth. For the always, see you all in the next video.
Headlong into the fight. Birds of a feather, well weathered together, chasing the dark from the night. Trust in your feelings and find a new hope. Take your best shot and let go.